she's acting like she's new to this, but she's true to this. Oh, okay, we'll start over. Hey y'all, welcome back. We're about to do a round recap, or not really a round recap, but basically like what we learned today. And we decided to give y'all a little scenery, so I hope y'all like the backdrop. Okay, so you go first today. Tell them what you learned.
Well, I learned that I gotta speak up. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm not gonna be shouting outside. Okay.
Okay, you have to talk about it. I feel like this is loud. Hopefully. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take this part out.
Hey guys. Today I learned that it's that drug, propofol. So I'm not even saying it right. Propofol, is it used for energy? Because they said like you stop it when the patient becomes alert, so they don't need it anymore.
I was about to try and look it up on my phone, but my phone is right here.
Well, I noticed anytime a patient is alert, they stop the propofol, and when they're not alert, they're continuing to be on it.
And like we go see ICU patients, so usually they're sedated for reasons because they're usually coming from like a trauma type situation. So that's what she's meaning when she's like alert, not alert, because usually they're sedated. And so, what else did we learn today? What about the rectal tubes that we learned about?
Okay. A patient should only be on a rectal tube if they're having abnormal bowel movements, and abnormal bowel movements is like 4 to 5 bowel movements in a day. Mm-hmm. So that's when a patient should be on rectal tubing, but that's not the case.
Yeah. So if not, you do not want to have see your patients on a rectal tube. Y'all, I knew I was gonna get a mosquito bite.
Oh my gosh, it formed that fast.
Yes.
Watch mine's be on my leg. I feel it and I keep scratching it.
I'm gonna have to go get me some alcohol swabs. Okay. Okay, and also today, we have like drug reps that come during lunch and they bring us really good food. Today we got, I know y'all probably don't care, but today we got jerk chicken, but it's really barbecue chicken, and then we had rice and peas, and then we had some salad. But that was not the point. The point is what I had learned. So Teflaro is like a 5th generation cephalosporin, and it treats a whole bunch of different gram-negative bacteria bugs. And so...
Oh, it was your hair.
It treats a whole bunch of like gram-negative bugs, and I'll put a little list of what gram-negative bugs are for those of people that care. But basically, it's the only cephalosporin that has MRSA coverage. And if you watch my other video, we taught you what MRSA was and the treatment for MRSA. Tell them one more time.
MRSA is methicillin resistant
Staphylococcus aureus, yes.
And it's treated by vancomycin.
Yes. Okay. So we have this new cephalosporin that can cover MRSA, because all the other ones typically do not cover MRSA. So this is supposed to be like a really top one or whatever, but it's not on the hospital's formulary, which means that it's typically not covered, so we don't use it. But it's supposed to be really good, and they gave us a little information and background on it, and also they taught us about ABCAS. Now ABCAS is one of our top cephalosporins that we learned in school because our teacher loved ABCAS. So I'm gonna leave that to Angel to tell y'all what ABCAS is.
It's only because I keep forgetting, but I know it now. ABCAS is ceftazidime with avibactam together.
Yes. And what can it be used for?
It's used for, it's like simple structural, it's like
So gram positive or gram negative?
Oh.
Generally, what would you use it for? Do you know it?
No.
You do?
I'm gonna guess and say gram.
Yeah, gram negative. Okay, so like cephalosporins, how we learned it is your first generation. So there's like 5 different generations of cephalosporins, y'all. So first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. And the top one covers more gram-positive bugs. And then as you go down, it gets more and more gram-negative coverage. Just in simple, cephalosporin lesson of the day. So how's your this is like almost our last week. Like, I feel like we just got here. So, what do you think? How's it going?
I love it. I don't want to leave. Like, I know that sounds weird, but I like it. I like the feel, and I just love our preceptor, so that's why I enjoy it.
Yeah, we have a really good preceptor. Like, she's really smart. She's really, she's a good teacher. Like, she'll ask you questions to make you think. Sometimes you'll be like, dang, like, I know this. Like, but if you want to ask me, then I would maybe tell you. So, yeah, she's like a really good preceptor. And fortunately, we're at a teaching hospital, so we get to learn a lot. And we work alongside a lot of med students. And so we've been brainstorming on ways that we can still stay, like, relevant, I guess, in like the healthcare field. And so we were thinking about like minute clinics, and you know how like you go to CVS and like you see like a nurse practitioner or something. We think that pharmacists should hold that job because we can diagnose like ear infections and, you know, strep throat and stuff. But Angel over here didn't really think we was capable of doing it. Why'd you think so? Why were you reluctant? Tell them why you were reluctant.
I was only reluctant because I thought I assumed you meant prescribing like major type of, you know, disorders or infections. Like not something simple like that. We can do that. Like for a fact, pharmacists can do that. I'm thinking over here like, if someone came in with like a broken leg, like bleeding. I don't know.
First
like,
off, you don't need to be at a minute clinic if you got a broken leg.
Yeah, like I don't know why. That's just what I thought. But I get what she's saying now.
So I think we should have more prescribing rights. And I know a lot of people probably don't think that because they're like, you know, pharmacists only know about drugs. But at the same time, there are certain things that you probably just don't want to make an appointment for a doctor, or you just need like something real quick. And I feel like a pharmacist we're trained in certain type of things, like, you know, ear infections. Now, if it doesn't heal itself in, you know, the allotted time frame, of course, you should go see your physician. But for just, like, minor acute issues, I think we definitely could have a foot in on that. It's just the reluctancy from other healthcare professionals. Because we had this girl sitting with us that was like, was she like an OR nurse?
OR nurse.
Yeah, she was an OR nurse. And she was like, well, how are you guys going to have checks and balances? But if I'm the prescribing pharmacist, then it has to go to another pharmacist to check me. So, like, I feel like that's a good way to have your checks and balances. And it may be real loud because the ambulance just got here, y'all. So, if you can't hear us, sorry. I'm trying to think what else we learned today that I thought was interesting. But our rounds were kind of normal today. Oh, wait. Actually, I have my notes of little things that I learned. Let's see. So we learned that you should give your phosphate as either sodium or potassium. And remember, I was teaching y'all, well, if you haven't seen my other videos, like the different bags that you can prepare for TPN or like per nutrition. So like how you feed your patients, and you can include like these different things alongside to manage their electrolytes. So sodium, potassium should be given in phosphate, or you should give phosphate with sodium or potassium. So like sodium phosphate or potassium phosphate. We learned that you should be aggressive when treating your patient different electrolytes, as long as they have a good renal function or a good kidney function, you know. So Dr. Pounds was just letting us know that a lot of people are scared to usually, like, you know, increase the dosing. But she was just saying if a person has a really good renal function, then you should be able to like be aggressive. So that was something interesting. And I'm so sorry, y'all, that we like itching. Okay, we're about to have to wrap this up because we're gonna talk about bugs out here. But anyways, I think this is a good equation for people who are going into pharmacy calculations, about to start like TPN or whatever type calculations this is. I can't really think right now, but to calculate, to get you mill equivalents of how much you need for certain like electrolytes, potassium, all that kind of stuff. I think I'm gonna try and find it and post it. If I don't post it, that means I didn't find it. But
I was gonna ask,
really good.
Why does it go from 4.4 to 4? Like,
okay, so here, I don't know if y'all can really see this, but I'm gonna just post this real quick. So, okay, and she's talking about this right here. So, K-phosphate, you're going to use it times 4.4, and then for sodium is 4. That's just the calculation for that specific, like, electrolyte.
Okay.
I'm trying to be chill because
Real more chill than I
Okay, yeah.
am.
So for phosphate, you're going to divide it by 3 and multiply it times 4.4. For those of you that are not interested, you can, I'm sorry that this may bore you to death, but I really think this is good for pharmacy students because the way they be calculating this fast and the way we have 2 seconds to take exams at our school, I think this would be a good time saver. So I'm really going to try and find it and hopefully it'll help somebody or whatever. Actually, I'm going to just post it in the description below so you can see what I'm talking about and you can use it if it suits you. And really that's about all we learned today. We rounded, it was like really short. They didn't have really like a lot of patients because a lot of people came in new over the weekend for trauma. And so they haven't been, the nutritional support team hasn't been consulted. Oh, tell me about our nutritional support team. Who's on our nutritional support team? You know.
Oh, it's one of those 2 dietitians.
Med students, clinical pharmacists.
Oh, so the whole group.
Yeah.
I'm thinking you're talking about just those 2 girls that diet.
So our nutritional, well, tell them what the nutritional support team is or does.
I think you should.
Angel don't want to talk, y'all.
No.
So a nutritional support team is like when a patient comes in and they aren't able to take things by mouth, and so the nutritional support team is consulted or we are called by the doctor to help the patient meet their nutritional needs. And so that is composed of clinical pharmacists, which is our preceptor. We have 2 resident pharmacists, and we have 2 dietitians, and we have a med student.
Yeah.
We had a med resident, but he left and went wherever his next place is. But anyways, and then we come, we evaluate the patient, and we see like what they need. But the dietitians give the formulas that they feel like would best like suit the patient. So all of us working together helps makes the patient's needs better than it just going missing, because like sometimes people can go without eating for days and stuff in hospitals, unfortunately, but that's what we're trying to prevent here. So we go every morning and we look at the patient, see if they're meeting the needs. If not, we increase like the carbs, the lipids, the whatever. They need more electrolytes.
So you give a better definition. I would have just said we are the people that make sure they're getting their nutrition.
Do you think it's important for nutrition support to be incorporated in like other hospitals?
Yes, because just like you just said, some people don't meet their nutritional needs or they're not being fed properly, or just like when you find out patients like, hey, I'm still hungry after you guys are giving me this and this and that. So I'm just like, yeah, it will be very helpful.
And then we found out that a lot of people go from like, because you have to kind of wean people off of TPN. You can't just like snatch them off. So they go from like TPN, they're going from TPN to tube feeding. And so that's a step up. It's better, obviously. We still feel like the pharmacy team needs to be a part of that because the dietitians don't manage TPN. So we have to work hand in hand. And I think that's like really important in the pharmacy career for progression, for us to be able to just be represented, because people don't understand our capabilities and what we really can do. And we add a whole bunch to like the career field or for healthcare, but people don't really realize that. So seeing that hand like one-on-one kind of like makes me feel good. So hopefully there'll be more jobs, but I don't think I really want to do nutritional support. What do you think? Do you want to do nutritional support?
I wouldn't mind, because I'm still feeling everything out. So honestly, I wouldn't mind. It is interesting how if you like, you need to know how much to increase something, and I don't know. I like it.
So after doing this hospital rotation, have you like leaned more towards hospital or retail?
I feel like personally I'm still like torn because I just know it depends on the type of retail, and then also hospital. There's so much more opportunities, so that's why I still feel torn.
God. So do you still think, when she first started, she wanted to do mail order. So do you still think you're going to mail order too?
I would like to explore that possibility too. That was like a
Why do you think you want to do mail order?
Because I know that one deals with less interaction, more just looking at it from so I guess less stressful. I know that won't be less stressful, but I probably wouldn't long-term wise enjoy it, if that makes sense.
Can you explain what mail order is?
Mail order, it's more just like what's going on with like Amazon. I know Amazon's starting like a pharmacy of their own where they dispense, and people they dispense your medication to you at your door. So your medication will come to you through the mail, but you don't really have that I know you will have 24 access to like contact your pharmacist if you have any questions, stuff like that, but you just will not see them physically like that.
Yeah, that's good. Ooh, that's another way we can get involved. You know how they call and they're like, oh, hey, like, my baby is doing this. Like, you know, like, you can call your doctor over the weekend, like, whatever the on-call doctor is. We should have an on-call pharmacy. Like, oh, my gosh, like, I took my medicine. And, like, even though that sounds crazy, but literally people want after-hour, like, help for, like, their drugs or interactions and stuff.
People have, like, such random questions, and they can't really call a doctor like that to get those random questions answered. But I feel like a pharmacist will be, like, the perfect person. Like, hey, something's going on, like, right now. Like, I need...
I'm doing a project on, I think I told y'all, on how we can stay relevant, or how we can, let me not say relevant, because I think pharmacists will always be relevant, but to create more jobs so that we're not as saturated. So we said on call.
But like, someone said with that job starting, it's taken away from retail jobs.
But you know, retail closes at 9. Or like stuff like that. I mean, you do have certain 24-hour pharmacists, but then think about it. If I'm working in a pharmacy and I'm filling scripts, I don't have time to counsel patients on the phone about, oh, my baby took whatever, and now, like, you know what I'm saying? So
that can definitely take the stress off for retail people.
Yeah, not really taking their job, but like adding another. That would cause for, you know, more opportunities for us to have jobs.
That's true.
So, yeah, look at. We should have done this a long time ago. Now we can brainstorm, because like at first we couldn't think of anything like really that pharmacists can really do. So we've been there, but we just wanted to do a little what we learned for the day and let you guys in on our little project process. Oh, y'all probably haven't seen my other videos, but if you have, y'all know Angel was creating a project for a residency in Nigeria, and so she finished. How did that go?
It was fine. That's really my feedback, though.
Oh yeah, but was it hard?
It wasn't hard. Well, it was kind of hard starting wise. It was kind of hard because I need to know. Well, for me personally, I'm not good at like essays and typing and using, you know, good words. That's where Dorothea helped me. She would look over or proofread. So I'm gonna need you to proofread it again. But she would proofread whatever I type. But overall, once I got started, it was better.
Yeah, she did a really good job. I came back, at first we only had a paragraph, and we spent 8 hours on a paragraph. But like I came back and like it was all typed up and well put together. And then now she just has to create like a brochure, right?
Yes, which is the fun part, creating like a colorful brochure.
And then y'all will be done with our projects. Let me not speak too soon, because we got one more week, and Lord,
what if she pops up with something last minute? It's just like, oh, you guys can do this.
But I did tell her that I do YouTube or whatever, and so she's trying to like run for a position, and so she was like, oh, maybe, I was like, I'll bring my camera for you or whatever, and I can record you. So I created myself another task, but I don't mind helping her, because she's like really amazing, and I really feel like this has been a stepping stone for like my learning, and really
we had her something in the end together.
Yeah, like a thank you. Yeah, we should. Because she has really been like the best preceptor, and a lot of my friends have been like, oh, I hate my rotation, like I'm not learning a lot, I'm not doing anything. But I have not had that experience, because even today she said that we can go, who is it? OR pharmacist?
I thought he knocks people out, so I was thinking
he said OR. So we get to go in the OR with the pharmacist to see, I don't know when, but we'll let y'all know how that goes. But I think it's pretty dope. Like, we get to see like different aspects of different jobs that we could potentially do in a hospital.
That's another thing. I just want to say this: if you are on rotation, take advantage of being there. Like, don't complain and say, "Oh, I didn't do anything." Like, as long as you ask your preceptor, like, "Hey, I would like to do more," I feel like they should be giving you more to do.
Yes, like, just ask. Like, that's literally what we've been doing. Can we do this? Can we do that? Can we go here? Can we go there? And like, I feel like our preceptor is well versed in so many different things, but she still owns what she knows. Like, she's nutritional support, that's her thing.
I like how she knows people too in different areas of the department.
And it's not what you know, it's who you know, and I truly believe that, because, and then I always learned that, like, you know, or really one of our professors said this to us. He was just like, the best pharmacist isn't the one who knows everything, but the one who knows how to, get you to what you need to know. And when I say our preceptor is the definition of that, like, she has resources for days. Like, if you need any kind of topic, I'm telling you, she did a project on it, a PowerPoint. She got some literature for you. She is just, like, really, really, really amazing. So it's kind of sad because our APPEs, I don't know if all of them are going to be this great, but if I can come back here and do all my APPE rotations here, I would want to come back here because she is so amazing. So, yeah, listen to Angel. You guys should definitely take advantage of your rotations or any learning opportunity that you have. Don't just sit back and just not get the help or get the learning that you want, because we pay too much to come to these rotations to not get what we need. So I would just ask, hey, can I go here? Can I do a little bit of this? Can I do a little bit of that? And, like, don't be scared. Like, you think you come in and you just want to chill. Really, we really haven't been chilling. Like, it's been a nice rotation, but I feel like we've learned a lot. We've learned a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, and then y'all know I love, well, y'all don't know, but I'm telling you, I love PK, pharmacokinetics. And so our residents, pharmacy residents, they got to sit in on a PK refresher, but I wasn't here. I was at my Air Force job. How did that go?
I actually love the PK refresher because you know how sometimes you're sitting in class and you're just like, I know nothing that is going on. I don't even, like, you just don't know what's going on. I was sitting in there and actually knew what was going on. And every time he would stop and just be like, Angel, I know, like, since I'm not a resident student, like, so I'm not on their level, he was just like, do you have any questions? Like, do you get what I'm doing? I was just like, yes, like, I get this stuff.
Girl,
like,
I got this. Like,
yeah.
So, yeah, that feels good. And then, we were just talking random about retention rate. And so the girl was like, because I was confused, like, why did the residents need a refresher on PK? I'm like, they just got out of pharmacy school. But she was like, when you learn something once, the likelihood for you to retain it is like maybe 10%. Don't quote me on the stats, y'all, but she said that. And then she was like, the second time is like, I don't know, it keeps going up. Your retention rate keeps going up. So I feel like it's good because we have PK part 2 when we come back to school. So I feel like instead of just forgetting all that stuff that we learned over the summer, we can still hold on to that and practice, because we've kind of been doing a lot of PK, like with the NICU, with nutrition and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so I feel like we've gotten to keep up learning or, review, what we've been going over, because before we left school, we did infectious disease, and so that was all our antibiotics, and I feel like we've been seeing antibiotics since we got here all day. Like, that's all we see. And cephalosporins, I hate them because there's so many of them. Like, can we just make one cephalosporin, like one for each class, because I cannot remember all of them. But
I don't think they're that bad. At least their group is awesome.
Okay, she said they're not that bad, so let's go. What's the second student cephalosporin?
Cefurexine.
It is? I thought that was third.
No, Rocephin is third.
Okay, yeah, Rocephin. What's the generic?
Generic of Rocephin is...
Come on, you got it.
Oh my gosh, it's either...
You got it. I taught her this, y'all, like 1,000 times.
I don't want to say that.
And then so I told her the trick on how to remember Rocephin, and she was like, I'm gonna remember.
Ceftriaxone.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Okay, so Rocephin, the brand, that's the brand. The generic is Ceftriaxone. So tri is 3, so third generation. And she said I was gonna remember it, and she didn't even remember it.
I remembered it now because the trick, so it worked.
What else did? Okay. I don't know if y'all can see this, but the top part of this, like this over here, that's hard to kind of like remember. So how do I teach you how to remember the top?
It was sodium chloride BUN, but the trick to memorize what the top was on top is salty bun.
Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna try and put that up here, and then it'll make more sense what we're talking about. So for people who need to remember that for whatever reason, it's like salty bun. Our professor taught us that, and it always just helped me memorize is that even a word? Memorize the top of that little structure or whatever. So we really have had, we learned a lot. We've done a whole bunch. So I hope y'all have enjoyed our session, because we out here sweating for y'all, getting bit up by these bugs or whatever, because we just got bored sitting in that room, and we wanted to come out and then I feel like help with my projects in here brainstorming in front of the camera. So I think it's been good. So But yeah, so we'll probably see y'all again tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and y'all have a good day.
Let me love, boy, what you know. Let me love, boy, what you know.